Welcome! The purpose of today's demo is to provide a brief walkthrough of how insulin manufacturers can report wholesale acquisition costs for insulin to the Maine Health Data Organization in compliance with Chapter 800 requirements. The first step will be to gain access to the Chapter 800 reporting screens in the portal. If your company already reports Chapter 570 data to the MHDO, your company's administrative and compliance contacts will receive communication from the MHDO regarding the steps that need to be taken to obtain access to Chapter 800 reporting screens. This will include completing registration for 2026 and providing the MHDO help desk with contact information for the individual that your company would like to designate as their Chapter 800 administrator. If your company needs to report Chapter 800 data, but does not already report Chapter 570 data, please reach out to us at mhdohelp@hsri.org for assistance. Once a Chapter 800 administrator has been assigned, they can add Chapter 800 submitter and Chapter 800 compliance contacts in the portal. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm logging into the portal as a data submitter using my username and password. On the left-hand navigation, I can click Submissions under Insulin Data. If I want to enter brand new data for a new year, I would do that by clicking Enter New Data at the top of the Insulin Data Submissions page. Once you click that, you'll be able to select the year from a drop-down and then select Add. Please note that once you've added a year, you will not be able to add it again. You will need to continue working on a year's submission by instead selecting View under the Action column. And you can see here that I've started my 2026 submission. The Insulin Data Submission screen shows an overview of your entity's submissions over time. The following information is shown in a table on that screen: the year of the submission, the due date, the status, which will either be incomplete or submitted, the date that the submission was last modified, and then again, you can either you can click the submission and view it by clicking View. And also there are notes available if you wanted to see if the MHDO staff have left any notes regarding your data entry. As a reminder, Chapter 800 requires the entity report the wholesale acquisition cost as of January 1st for the reporting year. In other words, for 2026 data submissions, you will report WAC data for January 1st, 2026. Data is entered on the Insulin Data Submission Year screen, and I'll access that now that I've started my submission by selecting View. The top box of this screen summarizes the following information: whether attestation is still needed, the date the data entry was started, the date the data entry was last modified, and the date it was last certified or attested to. Extension request information is also available here. You can click here to request an extension, and then from there, you'll enter the details and it will be reviewed by an MHDO staff member. On the right-hand side of this box, there's also a purple button to attest to the submission once your data entry is complete. To add insulin products manufactured by your entity, select Add Insulin Product. On this page, the search toolbar can be used to narrow the list of insulin products. Alternatively, you can add insulin products by going through the table and selecting Add in the Action column for the product you want to add. I'm going to select one at random. For each insulin drug product produced by your entity, enter the wholesale acquisition cost data and select Save. Please provide dollar values with decimal point included and 2 values after the decimal point. Dollar values may be entered with or without commas. So I'll enter some sample data here. To exit out of data entry and return to the previous screen, select Cancel. However, I'm going to select Save to save this entry, and I will confirm on the next page that my entry appears here. And I can keep adding insulin products one by one by clicking the Add Insulin Product link. Once you have entered the required information for all insulin products manufactured by your company, you must attest to the accuracy of the reporting through the MHGO Prescription Drug Price Portal web interface. To complete certification of accuracy, select the purple Attest button in the upper right-hand corner of the Insulin Data Submission Year screen and attest to the accuracy of the data entered. Now that we've covered data entry, I want to take a few moments to showcase the user screen that will be available to Chapter 800 administrators. So I'm going to log in now as an administrator. Administrators will have an additional tab under Insulin Data called Users. On this page, administrators can add at least one or should add at least one Chapter 800 submitter user and at least one Chapter 800 compliance user by selecting Add User and providing the required information, including assigning the user role. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that. Administrators can also edit user information and delete users on this page by selecting the appropriate links in the action column. I hope you have found this demonstration to be helpful. If you encounter any technical difficulties or have questions, we are here to help. The MHDO Help Desk can answer any technical questions about the portal. Their email address is mhdOhelp@hsri.org, or you can call them at the number shown here. For questions about compliance, please contact Megan Best, Director of Compliance for the MHDO APCD and Pharmacy Data at megan.best@maine.gov. Thank you.